Leo, welcome to your mid-month for July. What's up? What's going on? Show me Leo, please. Like always, take it nicely if it does not. Do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all. Frustrating but normal. Check here the placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. What's going on, please, for Leo? We'll be in your season before we know it. What is going on? Show me Leo, please. Show me Leo. What's going on, please, for Leo? Okay. You might hear Cinnamon munching on one of her big bones in the background. It's quite loud. King of Cups. The Knight of Swords. Strength at you. Alrighty. Ace of Cups. 4 Wands. 3 of Pentacles. I always think that's an interesting position. Always. Because we got to dig on that one. We're going to have to dig. 3 of Pentacles to the 4 of Wands can mean so many different things to so many different people. Because literally, the idea is 3 of Pentacles. This is what we have in common. Starting structure, building it. 4 of Wands. It literally takes the cooperation of 2 to see how this is going to shape up. How is it going to be defined? What are we working towards? Are we on the same page? Or are we better off as friends? Because that's a relationship too. Ace of Cups, but the heart's on the line though, you know? Hopefully it's in a beautiful way. 8 of Pentacles, Justice, the Hanged Man. Good, okay. All right, I like this. There's a good flow in here today. King Cups, Knight of Swords, Strength. It's almost like you're saying, I gotta do it. I gotta do it, okay? And I like that. I like seeing your burst of natural energy here, and you're taking it seriously. That's some fast movement, but it's authorized by you here with Strength, Knights of Swords. The Knights are responsible for shifting our energies outside of ourselves, communication, feeling. Sometimes I see it coming towards a person. It might be coming towards you. Don't know. We'll clarify. But for the most part, I see that literally coming from you. And there's that sense of, I got to be where my heart is. I got to act on what I'm feeling. And that's a very natural thing. It's a very strong thing here. You know, I got to act on what I'm feeling, man. And you're feeling a lot. You're feeling a lot. Okay. And hopefully it's good. Hopefully we got some good activity going on in here that makes you feel good about you. Ace of Cups, 4 Wands, 3 of Pentacles. That's what I'm saying. There's something here that you got to build from the heart. Now, be it a friendship or a known relationship of some type, it entirely is going to depend on these two people who are defining it. But it's like, I got to do it. It's coming from the heart. It's coming from the heart. What are you going to do? What's Leo going to do? He's saying you got to try it. You got to try it. You got to put something of yourself into this bag out. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. There you go. I see you acting on your heart's best interest as you understand it. 8 of Pentacles, Justice, and the Hanged Man. You know, we have a beautiful sense of putting real work into my environment, myself, my personal sense of structure, finances, whatever it is, because it's correct for you. And in this piece, you're showing me the Hanged Man. Let's slow it down a little bit. I'm here. I'm present. I'm accounted for. I like this pace. There's a lot to be learned right here, right, in this particular screenshot that I'm seeing for you. So there's a sense of methodical patience in here, okay? Making sure the scales are balanced. We have this sense of just so, just right. So let's take our time with it, okay? Because that's real world activity, a sense of balance and harmony within the self and outside the self. And then also, what do we think about all this as we go along, okay? So we're trying to suspend judgment of what it is that we think. It's a tricky balance between, am I checking in with myself often enough to understand that this is correct, and am I paying enough heed to my surrounding environment as well? So I see you checking in with yourself, and then also the circumstances as it's being created, okay? It's interesting. Let's jump on over here. We're going to start with that King of Cups. I may not clarify all of these. Some of them will speak for themselves as we go along. Let's see that King of Cups. Show me that King of Cups, please. Okay. Well, that was Cinnamon. Making use of her doggy door. I tell you what, she had that burst of energy earlier with Tauruses, and now she's back on. She had a nice little nap for Virgo and Capricorn, and now she's like, okay, I'm up and running again. Yeah, you are. That was interesting. Yeah. All right, Six of Pentacles, the Four of Wands. There it is again. Strength. Strength. Four of Wands. Man, I just see you balancing somebody with somewhere because it feels so freaking good. But you're showing me mixed, healthy mix of practical function as well as strong emotionality. Whatever this is, it's beautiful. It looks good on you. It really is. You're showing up twice. You're showing up twice. And it feels so good. It's cooperation. It looks cooperative. You're feeling it that way. You seem to be experiencing it that way. It seems to be healthy and productive on both sides. And you're using strength accordingly. I got to be in this. I want to be. Where else would I be? I see people use strength all the time for opposite reasons. I got to push this away. You know, I don't want nothing to do with it. Or I'm forcing myself to stay in this situation. You're like, I'm here and I'm going to stay here. This feels so freaking good. You're showing up loud and proud on it twice. It's beautiful. Such a beautiful heart space. You're like, I'm all in on this one. I'm not really seeing it as the power energy just so much as you. Whatever this is, you're showing up for it. I'm actually kind of curious about that Knight of Swords. At first I was going to dismiss it, but now we're going to take a look at that. Let's see the Knight of Swords. That's beautiful, guys. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see that Knight of Swords. Show me that Knight of Swords, please. You know me, and if you don't, hi, my name's Christina. For someone who makes an absolute mess on my table, for some reason I still mind the particulars until it just gets to the point of crazy. All right, Five of Pentacles, the Hanged Man. Oh, it's repairs. Oh, it's repairs. Yeah, it's a repair job, but it's good though. It's going really, really well. Ugh. Honey, what is going on? What's with the in and out? I was like, she was worked up all morning for Tauruses. She took a nice little nap, which is what she does, but now she's having another energy burst. It must be growing pains. She's only 9 months. I have to remind myself of that constantly. She's only 9 months. We're having a little energy burst today. What is going on? Okay. Knight of Swords, Five of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Two of Cups. Yes, repairs, but it's beautiful. The more you throw yourself into this, the better it feels. It really does. It's looking like this is coming up for you, I think, during your season, honey. You know? Do keep in mind, I could be seeing time references. What might begin mid-July is really going to pick up when we officially enter your season, which is 22, 23, something like that. It's in the interest of repairs. There's a little bit of brokenness here, but we've learned a lot with the Hanged Man about repairs. Emotional reciprocity, Two of Cups. You were fully engaged in this, and when you do, because I don't think you have yet, but you're on the verge of it, it's going to feel so freaking good and balanced. Man, you were aiming yourself right up towards this. You're lining up towards it, and it's looking like it's being returned. So long as it's being returned, that's all I care about, okay? Because remember, repairs go both ways. But from what I can tell, it's cooperative. I mean, like I said, that's always an interesting combination, guys. Always. It's always worth looking at. It's always worth detailing when I see a Three of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Because again, a relationship is how two people define it. Three of Pentacles is the definition. Four of Wands is like the label of the relationship. Are you guys friends? Are you guys starting over? Are you trying to have a clean slate energy? Are you trying to do repairs? That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing repairs. And you're really putting yourself into it. We've learned a lot, though. We have learned a lot about emotional reciprocity, fairness, and breakage, and abandonment, and all this other stuff. But it's all good, man. Tell you what, I'm going to skip your power card for now, because you already showed me how much you're engaging in this, okay? But if I have more questions, or if I just feel like the timing's right, we'll go back and take a look at that. For now, I'm going to jump into your heart space. Let's see that Ace of Cups. Show me that Ace of Cups, please. Six of Wands, Ace of Cups, the Lovers. Oh, of course. Of course. You know that song, Somebody I Used to Know? Yeah, it's somebody I used to know, and at this point we have now crossed into the end I'm getting reacquainted with. I got it. I got you. I got you. So if this isn't yours and you just the idea of it pisses you off, don't worry about it. It's not your reading. For the Leo I'm looking at, this is amazing. It's looking like we are rediscovering a very strong connection from the heart space. And it's dual at this point. Lovers, automatically two Ace of Cups here. So both of your heart spaces are technically being rediscovered. It feels really good, Six of Wands. Yeah. So that's the opening is so simple. Strong too. Balanced. Keyword there. Fair. Immediately kicking off with fair, fair, fair. It's in the interest, the honest interest here of repairs. Repairs. We've had a lot of time to think about this. Taking action and communication from the heart. It is kind of fast, but it's in that respect of, I got to get it out there. It works. It works. I'm happy to say it works. But I think it's because of the sincerity behind it, of your power energy bursting through on this one. Can't mistake it. But dang, Gina, look at that. Yeah, boo-boo. Read what's there, not what isn't. Okay. People say, why did you say this? Why did you say that? Because I didn't say it in the cards, honey. You have your own particular details. You fill them in. And that's if it resonates. But I'm seeing the discovery, not too far. Like I said, right around the corner. The rediscovery of love. It's both sides. It's quite strong, guys. The reality is balance, keep it simple. Okay? But the heart space on both sides says, whew. Whew. Yeah. Oh boy, wow, yeah. It's I got a really full cup for this. They got a really full cup for this. Wow. The reason I'm not leaning towards new is because of the repair process I'm seeing. And the insistence and balance on both sides suggests familiarity. Okay? Could it be? Yeah, but I don't think I'd be saying this. But again, take it as it resonates. There's that Four of Wands again. Again, the reason I'm not leaning towards new. I have to give that little lecture to folks all the time, the difference between new and renewed. Okay? And the aces. All right. Four of Wands. Let's do that Four of Wands, please. Oh, yes. Temperance, time has passed for some of you. Okay, we had some healing here on both sides, individually. Four of Wands. Four of Wands, some of that Four of Wands. What I'm really impressed with is the balance on both sides to put themselves into this, okay, and mean it. It's lovely, and it's manageable, but the emotional impact is, okay. There's the work, Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, the Hermit. We have every intent to heal the hell out of this thing. Again, as far as I can tell, both sides. Equal division 4, 8, 10, with the Hermit being a singular individual. Based on one's wisdom and experience, the willingness to heal, reflect, learn along the way. Whatever this is flourishing. It's flourishing. It's beautiful. Whatever this relationship is not only just flourishing, but it's highly conducive to both people. Stable, consistent energies and practices towards healing, appreciation, and experience, and the wisdom to reflect on it all as we go, not take it for granted. But yes, once more, I can only read what's here, not what isn't. So this is highly prosperous. Practically, emotionally, spiritually, and here it started with just, I gotta bounce this. When people put the best of themselves into something and mean it, it shows. It reflects. Immediately kicking off with a right around the corner prospect for some of you. It's beautiful. So what's this Three of Pentacles about? The cooperative effort, what about it? But no, I like how someone is admiring the process and the work that's going into this and sees the room for growth. Just sees it. How they continue to build upon it, expand upon it, what they're learning from it. Let's see that Three of Pentacles. I mean, I don't really need to. But I'm interested about how you two have things in common or that you are indeed cooperating. I'm kind of curious about that. Let's see that. Oh, interesting. The Ace of Pentacles, the Hierophant, Page of Cups. A little bit of vulnerability there. Not a lot. It was a lot of, it was enough to get this thing kick-started, let's put it that way. A little bit of vulnerability on somebody's side. But they meant it with full conviction there at the Hierophant. A little bit of vulnerability, an apology, something that says Ace of Cups, but it's vulnerable, it's very tender, it's very small. But it's honest. And that's all I care about. Okay? Is it honest? Is it clean? And is it being received and therefore reciprocated? Okay? It is. It's a cooperation that starts out with a very simple Three of Pentacles. There is a willingness to cooperate with each other, but with the sincerity of the Ace of Pentacles and someone's sense of, I can stand up for this and I want to. A little bit of this can go a long way when it's sincerely meant via an offer, a gift, a gesture, communication, whatever that Ace of Pentacles is, to the person who proffers it. And it's kind of like, will you meet me in that space? The answer apparently is yes. I'm happy to report. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Wondrous. Go. You don't need to be here. Bye. Continue on with that plan down there. You'll be fine. The both of you. You'll be fine. And by the way, when I say prosperous, that's no joke. Like, somebody here is reflecting on this relationship and it's like, man, this has unlimited proof of potential. Right? And I always tell people, don't fall for potential, fall for proof. You're looking at the proof and how it's unfolding. You're saying the potential of what you see based on the proof, it has no limits. So, in terms of everyday stability, financial feasibility, structure, it seems to have no limits. So you got to ask yourself, somebody here's got to ask themselves. You might have some Taurus in your chart, by the way. We also have a touch of Virgo here, heavy, heavy earth energy here in terms of practicality, function, and then what's worth investing in. So I don't know who that is, but we got to ask ourselves for a little bit of cooperation just to get things started. Touch of vulnerability ain't so bad. Just so long as it's sincerely meant, felt and expressed. Apparently this is limitless. Once more, read what's here, not what isn't, lest we forget. I'd have to say congratulations. I would like to just wrap this reading at this point. Eight of Pentacles, got it. The Hanged Man, learning as we go, particularly when it comes to the initial repairs. Okay, we will do the Hanged Man and first, and if I have any more questions, we'll jump on over to Justice. Okay, I want to see the perspective. Learning as we go. Really focusing on staying in the present and success-driven results about what's happening here. Cool. This feels like such a powerful alliance as well as a love story. It really does. The resources attached to this are crazy. Connectivity. I don't want to make it about that. That kind of stuff makes me uncomfortable. Just as a person. But I can't deny the coin is here. So this is a very, very successful alliance. Okay. Spiritually and emotionally, that seems to be in the bag. But we're not trying to take the 3D for granted either. The connectivity on this one's high. External connectivity. In terms of, like I said, resources, connections, community. Let's see that Hanged Man. The World, the Knight of Cups, the King of Pentacles. We've had a long think. There's that practical energy again. We've had a very long think, Hanged Man, about shutting off our emotions. And how, practically speaking, that wasn't the best thing to do. We've had a lot of time to think about this. The Hanged Man is back over here. When I said this is a repair job, it opens up so beautifully and simply right around your season. We take action towards it. A lot of perspective about emotional expression and how it's not good to cut it off. There's that sense of, I can't be vulnerable, it's not practical. One on the contrary, a little bit of vulnerability can take you many places. I agree. I wonder whose lesson that was. Between the Lovers and a sense of balance, it could have been either one of you, but at least one person here with that sense of practicality here. We understand now with the Hanged Man the perspective that shutting off the vulnerability, not expressing our feelings, was anti-practical, you know. And in fact, owning our feelings is definitely one of the things that grounds us in this lifetime, and it puts us more in alliance to what's right for us instead of what's wrong for us. We've had a lot of time to think about that, and it's hard to believe a little bit of communication and action generated this wealth of activity and friendly cooperation based on that little guy. Just for fun, I'm going to say Justice. Just for fun. Why not? We made good time today. It's like being on the road. We made good time today. Here at Sassy Scorpion Tarot. It's a rare thing. Let's see Justice. Show me Justice, please. Show me Justice. One more. Show me Justice, please. Seven of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Swords. Somebody here had a very unique task over time that in order to really bring justice to this whole thing, there's a sense of vulnerability in here, but we have to be determined to explore feelings. We had to be determined to understand our feelings and the emotional reciprocity and what was happening on the other side. Sense of perspective had to be achieved, and that took time. That the real sense of justice here and balance was due from understanding our feelings, not denying them, or not seeing them as being practical. As you can see, feelings can be quite practical. If they're right for us, we choose our lover. We both individually as people overcome our particular challenges and foibles. Really, there's nothing that can't be achieved, you know. All I'm saying here is the most wonderful things, and it's based on some insight, wisdom, and reflection about being open to feelings, not denying them, not shutting them off, knowing when to open up, and then through all else love flows via real-world application. And it's such a beautiful construct. It's like it's just enough to get this thing going, and then you start to see the results. And you also see how the results are being shared and reflected back on you. You want more of it because it feels good. You see how this is unfolding, and you can't stop seeing. There's no end in sight to how this unfolds, honey. There's no end in sight to how this thing unfolds. It just keeps going. And it's like, if I can just work through this feeling of fairness and keep open to perspective about what I feel and how they feel in the situation it's going, the wonders just never cease. Guys, I'm sorry, but also no, I'm not. I don't want to talk to a Leo who's shut down and jaded. I want to see the Leo who's using their power structures as it was intended. Knowing what's right for you. And this is wonderful. Just a little bit of vulnerability there and standing by it. This is that. I have half a mind to dismount the camera and take a picture of this and post to Facebook and see, like, look at that. That's what happens. Good job, Leo. Advice? I don't think you need it. Right around here. And right around here. You already achieved the best advice. Perhaps some of you don't know it yet. Wonderful. Strong sense of commitment to what's being built and just kind of being blown away. You know? The limitless possibility of this connection is unreal. It's beautiful. A little bit of love can go a long way, especially if someone operates via their heart. For instance, that's very normal for water signs. When they do what they love, they just grow and grow and grow. That pentacle world, but the love had to come first. And you think that's true for everything. It's not true. A lot of people will say, I'll make it grow as long as it's successful. I see proof of it. I'm going to keep on with it. Never mind how I personally feel. That's also perfectly valid, you know. It just comes down to your particular method. It kind of stands to reason what you love the most is what you can understand that you can put the best of yourself into. And the idea is that if it's shared and if it's fair, limitless potential like I'm seeing here, you know? All right, let's shake out some advice, please. For Leo. Okay, 7 of Cups. There it is again. That sense of balance, being open to emotional exploration. Okay, being open to emotional exploration. The Page of Wands. What could be? We've been suppressing this. That's my lisp. The Moon. Yeah. Perhaps for some of you since last February. Trying to get more comfortable with poking your feelings. I'm not saying it's all on you, honey. It takes two. The lovers? Oh, you bet your ass it takes two. But I'm saying the advice here is be open to emotional exploration. We don't have to keep our feelings hidden under the moon. Practical or not. If the feelings work, then they can become practical real quick, as we see. You know? We don't have to keep that stuff under the moon. Or a secret. Yeah, 7 of Wands in reverse. The defense position's coming down. Soon. There's that, and there it is. There you go, take it off. Notice some of you have really strong practical tendencies. I like it though. I like it though, because that suggests to me when you know, you know. When you know, you know. There's that Knight of Swords again. I gotta fix this, or I want to try and find out. There it is again. Walls come down soon. Okay. Now you're on the right path for the Leo I'm looking at. If it's not yours, okay, check out the placements. I do hope it's yours, though. This is absolutely magnificent. I want you to have it all right here. Have it all. Why not? Why not have it all? I don't know who it is you used to know, but you're going to get reacquainted with them soon. Anything else in here, please? Cat in reverse. Jealousy, gossip in reverse. Let's try not to listen to that side of us that sometimes provokes our worst thoughts and feelings. It keeps us at bay. You know, why am I thinking about this? Why am I thinking about them? Am I overly concerned with what it is that they're doing? And Seven of Swords, Five of Swords. Are they with someone? Don't concern yourself with that. You go with what you know and what you see. Not this idea of old language and fears and old constructs that I don't think suit the situation anymore. No reason to be envious or jealous. This is for you. This is 100% for you. It looks like it is. The Rabbit. Okay, fears. We don't want to run away with those fears. Some of you, that's old fears under the moon. That's what it is to be emotionally vulnerable, you know. And if we're not comfortable with it, we can have fears that run away with ourselves. Listening to gossip, envy, listening to the worst parts of ourselves in our mind. The bride-wife engagement, someone who is like the groom surrounded by fireflies. The idea of potential, someone who is lit with their own potential, beauty, grace. Someone who is open to the idea of a construct. Someone who is ripe for this, full of love and promise. Okay, let's do one more. The scales currently in reverse. Justice, documents, the scales. Okay, I saw justice down here and how it took time, okay, to explore the Seven of Cups and mean it, not to be deterred by them, and then you started to write the scales. For others of you, we want to know about the prospects of somebody in terms of what's the situation, technically speaking. Are they with somebody? Are they not with somebody? What's their status? We don't quite know for some of you. I'm seeing it as core reference to your reading today with justice here and how that took you time to understand that listening to yourself emotionally is a form of justice. Because it is. And we haven't been so nice to ourselves for a while on this particular subject. Okay? But for others of you, it might be like, so what's their status? Are they technically in something, out of something? What's going on? Well, that's where a little bit of work on your part to get to know them again. That's where that's going to come into play. Yeah. Okay. Life-changing decision. Autumn for some of you. But karmic lesson. So this upcoming autumn, but for some of you, I think this is more correct. We had lessons in karma, perhaps last fall. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. Again, I had to explain to someone else, karma is not necessarily a dirty little word. It just kind of depends on how much we have come to terms with our own stuff. There's also what you're due and what your reward is. Some of you might have learned last fall what your worth is or what your due is. Karmic lessons and how things come back around, and sometimes it's by choice, sometimes it's by happy accident. Sometimes it's just time. I am actually seeing that autumn to last autumn, not this upcoming one. Anyway, abundance is near. Yeah. Synced it. I synced it. The more we build into this, the more you will see how abundant it is. Okay? Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well.